I'm going to record this because there's two people who couldn't make it tonight, so I'm not putting it on the YouTube or anything. It's just for the two people who are going to miss it, so they don't miss out on the
That's
information.
okay. I'd
Yeah,
sue you otherwise.
yeah.
Thank you.
If anyone wants the face sort of smudging out, just let me know.
My face is bad enough. I don't need that. It's all right.
Need royalties.
You want royalties? Oh, I'm not making money on the recording.
Go to America then.
Right. Okay, so yeah, good to see you all. Nice. I know it's been a bit of a gap between the first one and the second one. I'm sorry about that. It's just took me a bit of time to sort of get my bearings with this again. But hopefully, I'm going to make it a bit more palatable within an hour because I've realised after an hour it becomes too much. Your brain's too fried. So just doing smaller sort of lessons like this and making it a bit more regular might be a bit more productive, I suppose. Yeah, so I've got a bit of a plan today. So, has anyone had any sort of thoughts about last time? Anything they've put into action, or maybe they've struggled with? Maybe has anyone got any feedback? Because it's been a while.
What did we do last time?
No, how?
Exactly. Yeah, I can't remember much to be honest.
Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna just recap over some things. So let me just share screen here.
Is it going to affect Dave? I didn't do the first one. Is it going to Is it going to affect this one at all for me?
Slightly might, but you're still gonna get something out of it.
Okay.
So what you're gonna have to do is just know some things on face value, and
okay.
the whys I'm gonna have to send you that information. But you probably will know what I'm on about. So what we did last time, we looked at a chromatic scale. So that's the notes going up in order on your guitar or on an instrument. So it's all the sharps and the flats. Okay. So what I might do is I might mute everyone. And if anyone's got anything to input or any questions to ask, just unmute yourself and say, I struggle with that, or what is that again. So, okay, the chromatic scale we looked at, a semitone and a tone. So a semitone is moving up like 1 fret or moving down 1 fret. A tone is moving 2 frets. Because if you think about it, semi meaning half. So one fret is half a step, and two frets would be a whole tone. Okay, and then we looked at how is a major scale constructed, and we looked at that a major scale being like a tone interval, then a tone interval, then a semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So that was how a major scale is constructed. All this information might not mean much yet because we've not put it into practice. So hopefully today putting this into practice might really get you to know what this is about. But the thing that we did establish is the fact that a major scale has its own sound. You know, it sounds like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That major scale has its own unique sound like that. And no matter where you start, I could start on any fret. So it has its whole, that's still the same scale, but just on a different starting point. So the major scale has its own specific sound, and pretty much probably 98% of music is built around a major scale because it's good on our ears and we like the way it sounds. So mainstream people who listen to music don't like disjointed music, so it'll all come apparent. And then we learnt how major chords and minor chords are constructed. So a major chord was the first, third and fifth of your scale. So whatever scale you've got, you look at the first note, third note, fifth note, and that gives you a major chord. And then to find out a minor chord, we did a first flat 3, 5. So we'd take the third note and we'd flatten it by 1 fret. And that would give us a minor chord. So the difference between a major and a minor chord is just one note shifting downwards or upwards. So major to minor. It's the difference between a happy or sad sort of sound from a chord.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
the isn't the 3 in the 1-3-5? That's a minor already, isn't it?
No.
It's the minor 3, isn't it? No.
No, if you look at the start of your scale.
Major, minor.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sorry.
I don't mean a major minor chord. I'm on about major and minor chords. That should be an and. It's not a major minor chord I'm talking about. I just thought, yeah.
I've got a question. When you gave us those examples on how to work out the minor chords sequence, I got 2 wrong. The G scale and the G minor scale and the F sharp scale, and I think it was because the notes were supposed to be a whole tone apart, and I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, don't worry about that. Maybe I went a bit too beyond what we should have done last time, so I'm going to rein it back in and keep it a bit more simple, and then you'll be able to expand on what I'm doing. Okay, so the other one thing which is going to be important today is we worked on families of chords. So once we had our scale and built our chords within the scale, we realized that it always starts with a major, then a minor, minor, major, major, minor, and a diminished chord at the end. So that gives us our 7 chords which work perfect together. And when you look at songs, they're usually built, when I said family of chords before, they're usually built from these chords. They all sound good together, and we're going to put this into practice today, and you're going to write your own sequence, so you're going to understand how you can't even get it wrong if you keep to this formula. Whatever you write is going to sound great. And Alina, I know you can't play at the moment, but you can actually create a sequence and I'll play it for you when you tell it me. So you can just use your ears and use your creativity and come up with stuff. So you don't really have to play it. I can play your examples. So okay, so my ultimate short-term goal is to be able to know what key the song you're playing, and then implement an improvised solo. So say you're listening to a song and you can identify what scale, what key you're in, and then just play a little solo over it, or when it comes to the solo section. So really, I think as a beginner, your first goal is to just string together some open chords and a strumming pattern and be able to sing and be like, yeah, I've achieved that. But sort of once you've done that for 6-8 months, it can get a bit boring and repetitive. So I think the next goal is to do some little creative lines, and I think knowing your key really unlocks the door to a lot of things. So what we'll achieve today is a deeper analysis of the family of chords. We're going to look into the family of chords. We're going to create our own chord sequence, and that's going to really help you understand what the family of chords is about and how it works. And identifying the key of a song, but using these 5 keys. You know what, odds on 90% of the songs you play are in these keys on guitar, because it's either in the key of A, in C, G, E or D, because these are the popular keys on guitar. These fall nicely under your fingers. There's not often you play a song in B flat, do you know what I mean, or F sharp major. You know, it is generally, if you can get to grips with these keys, then you can convert into the more complicated sounding keys. Okay, so these are the order of the sharp keys. So we know C has no sharps. This is a recap. You might want to write this out. So if you put 0 to 4, C has no sharps, G has 1 sharp in it, D has 2 sharps, A has 3 sharps, and E has 4. And remember, the reason why these are in blue, because I wanted you to memorize the first 2. That C has no sharps or flats, and G has 1 sharp. And from there, there's a little equation to working out these others, which I'm not going to go in today, Michael, because I did this in detail last time, but I will let you know what that is. And then the order of sharps. So you got 4 sharps here, always in that order: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Now, how to link them together? If we were in the key of D, how many sharps has it got? Actually, I'll just ask Angela if you want to unmute. Sorry, I'm picking on you first, Angela.
No, that's
So in
fine.
the key of D, how many sharps have you got?
Yeah, it's got 2.
And what are they? So you want to look at this lower line now, and it's always in that order.
So does it start with F sharp?
F sharp.
And then C sharp.
C sharp. There you go. So I'll just ask Rich if you want to unmute. I know I've got the answers in front of me here, but I'm just getting you to understand this. So the key of G, how many sharps?
1 sharp, F sharp.
That's it. So when you write out your scale in a bit and you go G, A, B, C, D, E, F, you would have to put an F sharp on there. And that would spell out the major sound of that scale. Okay, I'll just ask Alina, do you want to unmute? Is it Alina or Eleanor?
Eleanor.
Eleanor, sorry,
Yeah,
Eleanor.
it's okay.
Okay, so the key of A. How many sharps?
3 sharps.
Yeah.
F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp.
Yeah. So it's always got to be in this order. See, with your sharps, it's always in that order. So it's not just randomly all these sharps. It is actually in a specific order, just to make note of that. So John, do you want to unmute? So the key of E. How many sharps?
Yeah, I was just trying to get my head around the unmute button, bizarrely. Right, okay. So the key of E then will be 4 sharps. So it's going to be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp.
Yeah, and I know it's there in front of your face and plain to see, but it's good to just say it out loud and, you know, and just keep digesting it. So I know when we did the keys last time, we went further on. We went to 5 sharps, 6 sharps, 7 sharps. But I'm just going to keep it simple because these first 5 keys, they're the ones you use mainly. So I'm not going to go beyond that. And then these are all the sharps you're going to deal with. Okay, so from there, I want you to... Have you all written this down? Has everyone written this down? Okay. So from there, I want you to just write out the scale. So starting from A, I'll give you the first example how it should look. So first thing you want to do is write out your letters. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Look at how many sharps you've got. So it's 3 sharps, and then it would be F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So just stuck the little hashtag symbol in the relevant place. So now if you can continue and start on D, write out your letters, and E, G, and C. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. So just take your time, just try and get it right. Have you done it, Rich? Are you on it?
Completed.
Completed. You're a mastermind. Are you just looking at your notes from last time?
No, I've got.
You like Rain Man.
I've got all these letters and numbers going on in my brain.
Yeah. Let's see if they're in the right order first.
Exactly.
I tell you what, Rich, do you want to tell us what the key of D is? What have you? If you would just want to read out what.
Yes.
Read out what you've got.
D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and C sharp.
Does that look right? 2 sharps, yeah. That's good. Well done, Rich. 3 stars, 3 gold stars. You get golden time at the end of the week.
Only 3.
3's a lot. 3's a big achievement.
I thought I had 5.
Has anyone completed the 3rd one? Jimmy, do you want to? Have you done the 3rd one?
No, I was looking at my old notes and I decided to write it out again. So
Yeah.
I'm a
Do you
bit
know
late
what?
starting.
It's all right, crack on. It's good to rewrite it, even though you've got the notes. The point of it is for this to be in your head. You don't really want it to be on a piece of paper. So I'll ask Peter, have you done the 3rd one yet?
Yeah, E. Yeah, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp.
There you go. That's good. When we put this into practice in a bit, it'll all come together. So, Michael, do you want to go for the G here? I know we said it before, but let's say it again.
Yeah, so G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp.
There you go. That's good. If anyone struggles on this, just interject and let me know. Nice one. And the last one, John, if you want to unmute.
I got the easy one then, yeah. So there's no sharps in it. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. And that's probably the one we're going to work on. And if you notice, a lot of your songs you do and you played when you're beginning and that are all in the kind of like the key of C, because you've got less things to sort of worry about. Okay. So let's go to family of chords. So within that, I showed you how to achieve the chords within it last time, but the order of the family of chords go like this: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Now, if we were to look at a C scale, here are the notes in a scale of C, what John's just said there. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. If I'm moving too fast for anyone while you're making notes, just let me know and I'll go back. Okay, so there's the notes in scale. So if I was to match that up with this, can you see that? They're your type of chords, your major and minor. Here's your scale. If I was to match it up, this is what it would look like. So this is matching the scale up with the chords. And if I was just to play you a simple C major scale, and then I was to play these chords, listen to it. Oh. Yeah, okay, let's do that again. So you can hear the scale within the chords. You know, when I'm playing the chords, you can hear the scale moving up. So, okay, so let's compose a chord sequence in the key of C. That's what we're going to do. And let me just bob out of this screen. I'm going to just go into this whiteboard I've had prepared. Okay, so this is what we got. I know it might look a bit confusing, but the main thing that I want you to look at is this here. So you've got four bars worth. So one from there to there is worth 4 beats. This line to this line, 4 beats. So each line to a line is worth 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and goes on to the end. So here's your family of chords. Can you see that? We're in C. I'm getting rid of the B diminished, because diminished chords are hard to place, and you won't find much of them in popular. You do find it a lot in popular music, but with a diminished chord, you can place it pretty much any diminish anywhere. So for this example, I want to stay within a nice family of chords and create something. And I'm going to give you an example of what I'm going to do here. So I've got these 4 beats, and these chords at random can go anywhere on these lines. Okay, what I might do is just get rid of this thing here, just because it looks confusing. Okay, so I might start, right, okay, I'm going to do chord C. I know it's obvious, but my chord sequence is going to start on C. And then I might say, oh, I tell you what, Rich, just shout out one of the chords from here.
A minor.
Okay. So the next bar, I'm going to put an A minor. Now,
Drugs don't work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. What, are you saying a
Drugs
song,
don't
or
work.
are you just making a statement, or are you actually singing a song?
A minor, E minor, F, G. That is the drugs don't work, the verve.
Okay. All right. So let's mix it up a bit rather than something you already know. So what I might do here is I might on 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th beat of that I might place another chord. So Jimmy, if you want to unmute, just I want you at random just to pick one of these chords for me?
G.
G. Okay, good choice. It'll sort of like debunk all the great songs you know and love, and make you realise how easy it is to achieve them.
I was thinking F, but then it'd be close to House of the Rising Sun territory if you switched them around.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, you start to notice a lot of sequence, you know. So I'm gonna. Alina, do you want to decide the next one? So
F.
F, yeah, okay. And what am I? Actually, we'll keep that F as a full bar. Michael, do you want to suggest the last bar?
D minor then.
D minor, yeah. And then what we might do is for bars, beats 3 and 4, we might stick an extra chord in. Because do you know what? If you were to just play 4 beats for every chord, it'd sound a bit vanilla. So this is how you make it interesting, by placing the chords on different beats of the bar. So Angela, do you want to just choose the last chord?
E minor.
Okay. All right, here we go. Right, so let me just make that look a bit better. Okay, so here's what we got. I'm going to play it to you. I'm just going to play it pretty standard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds all right. Doesn't sound offensive at all. It's it works. Is anyone listening to that for your own personal choice? Is there anything you would think, oh, I wouldn't play that chord there, I'm hearing it to be something else? Does anyone have any suggestions? Let's change a chord.
I think that A minor to G, I didn't, you know, when you get C, A minor, and then it goes to G, I just felt that didn't quite sound that smooth. Not saying your playing was not smooth.
Do you know what? I could try and play it a bit smoother. Let's try again.
Yes.
I was trying to sort of emphasize that it's on the 4th beat, so I probably was playing it a bit more staccato, but let's just change something there, Rich. Let's get one of these chords and change it. See how it changes the feel of it.
What about swapping the F around with the G? I don't want to say G, change it for E minor.
Oh no. Let's do exactly. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You can use the same chords repeating if you wish. It's good to just try every option until you find something you really click with. So if I go for this now. It drastically changes it pretty much, doesn't it?
That's a hit. That is definitely a hit. I'm telling you.
It's a hit. Let's record it in the studio. But what the point I'm trying to get across is the fact that these chords work all together because they belong to a family. Now, the job next after you've got your sequence is what style are you going to do it in? You could just arpeggiate it. Or you could go. You know what I mean? Whatever you do to that, you'll probably find that all the styles of music you listen to, like punk, jazz, rock, pop, that all the obvious ones, they all use these chords. You know, it's not like, oh, rock music's a bit heavier, so they're gonna use some crazy augmented hard of listening stuff. They might do if you're a prog rock band, yeah, that will happen if you Dream Theater. But generally, all the popular songs in every style stick within the key. That it's just a fact. It's there for you to see.
So that's the key of C, isn't it?
That's the key of C. So you could go into
That's the key of C.
Yeah, this is the
Right.
key of C at the bottom there. Now you could go into other keys, but let's just stick to the key. What I want you to do is, I want you to just not think too hard. You could play it if you want, but I want you to come up with just two or three sequences. Do you know what I mean? So just be creative if you can. Use your guitar. Alina, just write some from the top of your head. Do you know? Just write three different bars, and I'll play it for you. So try and be a bit creative where you place the.
Does it have to start with C though, Dan?
No, it doesn't. It can start on it.
Does this key have to start? No, it doesn't have to start with C.
No, nothing. It literally, you can play any of these chords at any point here, and that's what I'm trying to prove to you in this session, that it'll all work. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just give you like a minute and a half. You don't have to be really trying to think totally out of the box. Just come up with something. Just something quick. When someone's got something, let me know. You could play 3 full bars of D minor and then go to a G on the last bar. That's, you know, there's plenty of songs that have just been one chord. There's no real rules to this. And I know I'm talking. Oh, go on, Alina.
Dave, I'll just try gently doing it on the guitar. Okay, I'll see how it works.
Okay, if you feel you can.
I can't do, but the other chords I think I might be able to do.
Okay, well, just arrange it around that. Just see if you can.
Thanks.
Even if you just played one note of the root, you can still hear the sequence. Even just one note. Has anyone come up with anything yet? Howard? Mute. Let's have a look. If you want to tell me your sequence.
Right, so it's C, G, F,
Wait there.
A
C
minor.
is C and G on the next bar.
Yeah, these are all separate bars. They're not.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to be clever, you know. So it's C, G, F.
Yeah.
A minor.
That's it.
No, was that it? Right.
That's 4 bars, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, go on.
Okay, so I'll play these for you. There you go. Just try to put a bit
That's the hit.
There you go. It is honest.
I really like that one, Howard.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've
well
played that many
done,
times.
Who gets the royalties on this, though? Do you know what I mean?
You do.
Oh, good. That's good. Okay.
Then you can buy me lunch.
All right. Anytime. All right. So let's. Angela, do you want to share a sequence with us?
Yeah, I have got right at the start C,
Okay.
and then in the same bar but on the 4th G.
Same bar on the 4th beat.
On the note, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The next bar got A minor to start with,
Yeah.
all the way through that.
Yeah.
On the next bar, E minor to start.
Yeah.
On the next bar, C to start.
Yeah.
And finishing with G at the end.
On what beat? On the 4th beat.
On the last one, yeah.
Okay. Let's have a little listen to that. So do you want it a slow or upbeat sort of feel?
Medium.
Okay. you might listen to that and say, oh, I didn't like that chord, I didn't like that. So then you would just drop it out and experiment with every chord until you come up with the sequence you like. How's that sound?
Yeah, good. Yeah, could have made it a bit more complicated. Probably it was a bit simple, but I like that sequence. Yeah.
Do you know what? Most songs that we learn and work on are kind of this simple. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't have to reinvent the wheel. But then the next stage is, how do you push the boundaries? What do you do to alter these things to make your ears sort of stand on end? You know, like, and like, oh, that's a bit different. So there is like a whole world of what do you do next? But at the moment, we're just sticking in the scale and understanding that. So, John, nice on Angela, that's great. John, if you want to share a seat.
Yeah, so I've come up with this is really simple. So just one chord per bar. So it just goes C, E minor, F, and D minor.
C, E minor, F, and D minor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good, works. It works. You can put some lyrics over that. There you go. Okay, let's. Alina, do you want to unmute? Say yours.
Okay. I think I'm in a sad mode because I have all minor chords.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So first, D minor on the first. What do you call the 4 beats? First beat. Okay. Second beat, E minor.
Oh, the second bar, you mean?
Yeah, second bar. Sorry.
Okay,
First.
no,
E minor. Third bar, A minor.
Yeah.
And fourth, E minor again. Third bar. Sorry. Third bar, fourth place. Third. Sorry.
Oh, the third bar.
Third bar, fourth place, E minor.
Oh, right. Okay. So that just comes in just before that.
Yeah. And then fourth bar, A minor.
Okay. Let's give it a listen.
Okay.
And that's good. It shows how you can play on the minor feel and you can play on the major feel, where everyone else's was quite upbeat. No matter how sad I tried to make it, the majorness of it like sort of shone through. But they're emphasizing the minor. It's like a different world away from other people's examples. Do you know what I mean? But you're not really doing anything that more magical than using the family of chords. So, but it sounds like really totally different. Okay, so Rich, are you all right? Did you have a sequence?
How do you know that if you mix all that lot up, how do you know that that's the key of C? If you say if you're leading with D minor, E minor, F, how would you know that that was C?
I'm glad you asked that question, Rich. On to my next section. You're always good at asking. The question's always right, Rich. You're always good at asking the right question. Let's share screen again with the... You could help me plan my lessons, you know. Okay, I tell you what, I had some things on working with the sequence in other keys, but the most important thing is I'm going to just tell you the answer to this and then we're going to work it out afterwards. So if I was to look at something like Brown Eyed Girl, you've got G. Hey, where did we go? C. Back to G. Tears in the rain. Oh, that's... Sorry, I'm singing the total wrong lyrics there. This is sort of midway through the song. But, oh yeah, you got D there. My brown eyed girl, G, E minor, and then C. You're my brown eyed girl. So, if I was to tell you the key to that, you're in the key of G. and the chords that you use are G, C, D, and E minor. And you can see all the chords there, and you can see how they fit into a family of chords. You've got the G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then you stuck the family of chords on it: G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished. So you could incorporate, if you wanted to rewrite it, you could incorporate some of these chords and it'll work nicely. I'm gonna talk at you for a bit, and then we're gonna dissect it. So a next example is This Boy by the Beatles. B minor, E minor. Isn't good for you. B minor, E minor, then to A. So it just goes around D, B minor, E minor to A. So if I was to show you the key of that, it is in the key of D. I'm going to tell you why in a second. And you can see that the chords used are D, B minor, E minor, and A. And you can see within this, you've got D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp in your scale. And then matching it up with the family of chords, D, E minor, F sharp minor, because it goes major, minor, minor, G, A major, B minor, and then C sharp diminished. So them chords are within it. You're using a 1, 2, 5, and 6 of that family of chords to construct the verse for This Boy. So okay, the question you asked, Rich, how to recognize what key you're in. How do you come up with the conclusion to that? So there are unique patterns that you can see in a family of chords. So you're going to write down some unique things. So I'll explain what's going on here. So here's your family of chords: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished. And that makes your major scale tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. What unique things can you see in this sequence? I tell you what I'm going to do. Keep on. I want you to see if you can pick out some unique things. Go on, Howard.
The tone is a minor. Each tone is a minor.
Do you mean?
Oh no, it's not. It was like, you know, the T at the top, the tone.
Yeah.
I'm maybe looking at this incorrectly now. I'm thinking underneath the tone was minor on the second, third's a minor, then you've got, there's a major on the fifth, so it doesn't fall into that. So I'm wrong. Carry on.
No, it's good. You're analysing it and you're trying to come up with something unique. Do you want me to tell you one thing that I think's unique in here to give you an idea of what I'm talking about? There is only one point in this sequence here where you get a minor and a minor that are a tone away from each other. At no other point in this sequence can you see a minor right next door to a minor 2 frets away, like a tone away. Can you see that? So if you were to see a minor chord and a minor chord that were a tone away, 2 frets away, you would know that that is the second and third of your family of chords. Can you see that uniqueness there? That would tell you, right, minor, say I had a D minor go into an E minor, I would know that they're a tone apart, D minor, E minor. So then you've got to trace back what your major would be. So if this second one was a D minor and the third one was an E minor, what would your first chord be, counting back down your letters?
C, wouldn't it?
C, yeah.
C.
Plain and simple, C. D minor. Normally it's the most obvious thing. I'm not trying to trick you out with anything far beyond your capability. It is the obvious thing. It is your alphabet in the order of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you got D minor, E minor. So before D would be a C major. So that would be something to identify what key you're in when you're analysing your chords. So can you see anything else which is unique? I'll tell you something that isn't unique. The fact it goes from a major to a minor here, a tone away. And then here you've got on the 5th to 6th a major to a minor. So to me, that is not unique. There's no way you would be able to tell me that that C to a D minor is in the key of D, or it could be a C to a D minor here. It could be in in another key. So it could either be the 1st to 2nd or the 5th to 6th. So to me, that major to minor is not unique. Does that make sense?
Yes. What about the 2 majors, the 4 and the 5?
That's it. There's another unique thing. And I think you froze there a bit, Rich. Sorry. So I want you to write down your 2nd and 3rd being minors. That's unique. And your 4th and 5th being 2 majors that are a tone apart. That is unique. You need to write that down. So if you were to see 2 chords that are like D major and E major, D, E, they're right next to each other, they're a tone apart, you would know that that D and that E are the 4th and 5th of your scale, so then you've got to trace it back then. I don't know what's happened to Rich. I might see if he's trying to admit himself again. Oh, Rich, where are you? Okay. He's gone. He's not with us.
Don't move me while I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Somebody had eyebrows in a mustache in the picture.
Did they? What's going on?
Let me write this down.
Can anyone else pick out anything unique? Jimmy, have you?
So on the 3 and the 4, the minor followed by a major.
Exactly. That's the other most obvious one to me. So Rich, you were exactly right there. Major and major. If you saw 2 majors a tone apart, that will give you your 4th and 5th. Rich, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rich? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Got you loud and clear.
Right. So the one that Jimmy said here was a minor. I'm gonna have to mute you because I'm delaying. So a minor next to a major, and it's only a semitone apart. So if you were to see an E minor to an F, you know an E to an F is a semitone, yeah? And it would suggest to me that that is the 3rd and 4th of your scale. So you're always going to try and identify within here and then trace it back to your main key, your 1st chord, and that will give you your scale. So writing them 3 things down, there's also one thing is your 5 here. When we get onto 7th chords, your 5 is the only 7 chord. You've got major 7s, which is your 1 and 4, but your 5, we've not got onto 7 chords yet, but your 5 is normally a D7 or an E7 or an A7. That's another strong way of identifying the 5th chord. But for the examples I've got, you don't need to worry about that. So
there's one major one.
See your 1st and
major
4th.
Obvious one that you've missed.
Oh, go on.
You diminished.
Yeah.
There's only ever one diminished.
No, I know, but do you know what? That is not to go off that. Because in songwriting, people can put a diminished chord absolutely anywhere. So if you see a diminished chord, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that it's the 7th of your key. So you are right, and it's good to pick up on that, but it's good to pick up on things you think might be, but they're not actually giveaways. And diminished, yeah, I should have mentioned that, is not a giveaway. So I don't want anyone to shout out the answer. I want you to look at this sequence, and I want you to try and see if you can spot anything with these chords. You might want to write these chords down individual and see if you can spot anything that we have just created there. Because the biggest schoolboy error you could do is to think, oh, the 1st chord, that we're in the key of C. That is not the case. We know that from writing. When we were writing songs there, you can start on any number of the family. of chords. I need a drink, by the way. Don't tell us the answer yet, Rich.
It's only an educated guess.
Yeah, we're there. Let other people have a shot of doing. When everyone's had a little go. So, just give us a thumbs up when you've got a bit of a guess. I'll give you another minute to digest it. So the things we had to give it away are 2 minors chords, which are a tone apart. We had 2 major chords, which are a tone apart. That's a giveaway. We had a minor followed by a major, which is a semitone apart. That gives it away. Okay, let's... Rich, I'm just going to go to someone else for a second.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Sorry, Rich.
I'm just eager.
I know you're eager beaver. But just to spread it out a bit, Peter, if you want to...
Wrong.
Peter, is there anything you've identified there?
No, you've chosen the wrong person here. I'm gonna.
Okay, it'll take a few examples for you to get in the swing of it. Jimmy.
Yeah, first 2 chords makes it a G.
Why is that?
Because it's 2 majors turned together.
Side by side.
Yeah.
And do you know what? They don't even have to be side by side. You could have a C up here and you could have a D halfway down your sequence, but you can pick out the overall and you can say there's a C there and there's a D there. They're 2 major chords and they're a tone apart from each other. See? 2 major chords. So if you think of this as your C here, your 4, and this is your D, you would have to trace backwards. So C, B, A, G is your 1 chord. So you're actually, Rich, is that what you had there? Key of G?
No, that I had the C and the D, the 4 and the 5, but then when I traced it back, so yeah, no, well done, Jimmy. I didn't have that.
Right.
I thought it was the key of A. But
so maybe you didn't actually include, maybe you didn't put these in the right place. So if I was doing that, maybe as a big, just starting out, say if you hold your hand up like that, and I think that's me 4, that's me 5, C, D,
yeah,
C,
yeah,
B, A, G, and then I might cross-reference it from G. I might go G, A, B, C, D. Oh yeah, it's easy counting up. So you need to cross-reference it once you've actually thought you worked it out. Did anyone get that right? Yeah. Mike, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Howard, what was your working out? What were you looking at?
I was just I was looking at the 2. I wrote down the chords C, D, A minor, and G. That's the progression of that song. And I was trying to then, what I wrote down with the tone, semitone, and the numbers, and the major and the minor. And I was trying to find out where it fitted in.
What you've got to do is just write out 3 specific things. 2 major chords side by side gives you the 4th and 5th chord.
Yeah, right.
2 minor chords side by side give you the 2nd and 3rd chord of the family.
Right.
And a minor followed by a major, if it's a semitone, gives you the 3rd and 4th chord. So you've got 3 examples there. You've got your 2nd and 3rd, which are minors, your 4th and 5th, which are majors. And you've got a minor major semitone apart, which is your 3rd and 4th. So if you can pick up any of them, it's like Jimmy noticed the C and the D. They're 2 major chords and they're a tone apart. So that gives you the 4th and 5th.
Right.
Of your family. So if you look at 4th and 5th, you've got to trace it backwards to find your 1st chord. Yeah.
It just needs to sink in.
Yeah, we'll do another example. So okay, is that the one that I just done? Oh yeah, it's Wish You Were Here. Yeah.
That was G, the other one.
So you can see there, I've got the example up. So you can see the C to D. You can see the C there is the fourth and the D is the fifth. How would you see it in this situation now? And then you trace it back: B minor, A minor, G. Okay, I've got a song by U2. I'm starting on the F here. So you've got F, G, C, A minor. I want you to just write down every chord you can see and then use your little... After a while, these little devices we've come up with will be sort of second knowledge to you, because there's only 3 things you've got to really look at to suss out a key. So I'll give you Rich, did you leave us there? This is another example. It's another example. So if you could just look at the chords, see if you can identify anything and work yourself back to the first chord.
Yep, F and G. So that's your 4 and 5. So
wait there, Rich, don't shout it out. Sorry, you're on mute. I'll ask you first, Rich, actually, when you feel you're ready. We'll just give it another couple of seconds though, because I can see people thinking. Go on, Rich.
Well, the F and the G are 1 tone apart, and if you work back, it gets back to C.
Exactly. And then
F's 4 and G's 5.
Exactly. So what you can do then is you cross-reference the rest of the chords. So you've got F and G, which will be your 4 and 5. You've got a C there, which will be your 1. Oh, I don't know why it's highlighted D minor. There's probably a D minor later on in the song. You've got an A minor, which would be your 6th chord. So yeah, that's right. So that's what you want to do. Once you've identified your key, you want to cross-reference every chord to be in there, because you might make a little mistake with that. Okay, so let's look at Brown Eyed Girl again. So here, I did tell you the answers before, but you might not have written them down. So John, do you want to tell me what key this is in and why? You're already unmuted, John.
Right, sorry. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just working this out. I think G, maybe.
G?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
So I'm looking for the 2 majors together again, the C and the D.
And you know what? You don't have to look at them side by side. You look at a whole bunch of chords, and I can see there's a C and a D that are side. Yeah. You know, they don't have to be physically side by side. You don't have to be a C to a D chord. It's within the whole lot of chords you're looking at. If you can see there's a C major and D major, which brings it back to what we showed you before. You can see. And then you cross-reference the E minor. Yeah, C, D, E minor would be your 6 in the key of G. And your G's there, which is your 1. So yeah, that's good. Let's go to this boy. So have a look at these. Any giveaway signs there? I'll just give you a second. This isn't as straightforward as the other one. Is everyone struggling on this? Because there's no two majors side by side, and there's no 2 minors side by side. So there was one more thing which I think you need to write down, is the fact that oh no, forget that. Let's look at this. if it was to be in the key of D,
semitone.
if you was in the key of A, so that it could only be in two keys here. It could be in the key of D or the key of A. So if you look through your scales, and if you look at imagining it's in D, do you have a B minor, an E minor, and an A? If it was in the key of A, would you have an E minor? Would you have a B minor?
No.
Going to say, is there only one possible combination where you've got a major followed by a minor appearing twice? Because there's two majors followed by minors.
Do you remember what I said in this bit here? From a 1 to a 2 is a major to a minor with a tone, and the 5 to the 6 is a major to a minor as a tone. So that's not a giveaway. You've got to look deeper. This is going to be the last example, by the way, because this is head frying time. So it can't be. You can't go off a D to an E minor being a 1-2, because that could also be a 5 or a 6 of your family. And then you've got an
what about the A to the B minor? It's a semitone.
Well, that could be the one. That could the A to the B. What's that? Say that again.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
No, the A to a B minor could be a 1 to a 2 or a 5 to a 6. So that's
what
not.
What about the D to an E minor? D to an E minor, semitone 3/4. So that's 3 and 4.
No, the A isn't a 4; it's a 5. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Has anyone got any ideas?
Yeah.
Go
it's got to be It's got to be the D because of the A wouldn't fit.
No, there is an A,
with
but
the rest of the notes.
If you were in the key of A,
it can't be the key of A because it won't be right.
Because it would have to be an E major chord.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what the giveaway is. That's an E minor.
The key of D.
Because most of these chords fit within the key of D and in the key of A. Yeah. But the giveaway is that if you were in the key of A, yes, you have a D major, yes, you have a B minor, but you would have an E, which would be the 5th chord, which would be a major. So that's why it's not an A. If I was to show you. This might seem a bit hard at first, but there's no better time to stare at this in the face than now. So if you can see here, this is what I'm looking at. If this A was at number 1, then your E would have to be a major chord, but there's an E minor there, which suggests actually, it's in D. An E minor is your 2. Did you get that, Pete?
I did.
Does that feel satisfaction?
I wasn't exactly sure.
Yeah, because you know what? It's bridging that gap of being able to do a little bit of improvising and not knowing what hell key you're in, and you're just getting all flummoxed and like, oh, I can't do this. How do I play a little solo in that? So if you can identify the key, that is like one of the biggest steps to doing a little solo. Okay, we'll have some feedback. John, what are you going to say?
I was just going to say, because that one was quite tricky and there weren't any obvious patterns, I just decided what I'd do was take a punt at the start and the end chord were D. And I thought, well, let's try building it around D, and I got about halfway through and everything fitted. So I thought, this is starting to look like D.
Yeah. And if you would have started it on A, you would have soon realised
down at some point,
that the E would have to be a major, but it was saying it's a minor. So then you go back to your initial, it's in D.
I was kind of doing it trial and error, but got lucky. Yeah.
No, it takes a bit of thinking this, but what you'll start to do is you'll start to look at the songs you play. Just drag up a song. Yeah. Don't look at the key. Don't look at the answer, and just simple songs, and just try and work out if you can see 2 majors or 2 minors.
Yeah.
And then have a guess on the key, and then Google it if you've not got it, and see if you're right. Just put the song in and what key, and it'll usually tell you. But I did actually have more prepared, but I knew that I wanted to keep this session short to an hour because I can see people like rubbing their heads because it's hot.
Well,
and
I'm gonna have to go and get an allergen.
yeah. No, after an hour of this, it's hardcore. So
Followed by a whiskey, then a vodka,
Yeah, that'd do.
and then I lie down.
yeah.
By the way, what key is Satisfaction in?
E, even though the riff starts on a B,
Right. Okay.
it's in the key of
I'll Google it.
E major. Okay, so just a little bit of feedback. Howard, has any of that made sense tonight? Anything which you didn't know before?
Do you know what, Dave? That tonight's been brilliant for me. I've been playing for 40 years, and I don't know what the hell I've been playing for 40 years. So thanks very much.
Yeah. Oh, wicked
Yeah.
nice one. That's good.
Because you don't know where. So
Yeah, and it's just simple as just a couple of sessions of just knowing this little bit of information that just unlocks so many doors. So yeah.
that's been such a secret that
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out, and I didn't think I'd ever figure it out while I was alive. But you've done well.
Christ almighty. All right, Michael, how have you found tonight?
Yeah, enlightening. Yeah. I mean, you kind of learn songs, but you don't always know why one chord goes with another one, and then that, like I said, that bit at the end where you can try and identify the key. It's just brilliant. It opens up a whole new world for me, anyway. It does.
Because do you know what, you play chords and that for such a long time, and then you just want to know what's next with the guitar. And doing a bit of improvising. There's always something next, and it's hard to be able to do it unless you've got this bit of knowledge. But yeah, nice one. Peter, how have you found tonight?
Yeah, I really love actually improvising and making up my own music. I'm going to do that.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
This is what I do with all the young students when I teach them songwriting. I give them 4 blank bars, 4 lots of them, and I show them how easy it is to write a sequence. We all write it together. I say, right, go away 20 minutes, come up with 4 sequences. And I can tell them instantly. I'll say, how does that sound for a chorus? How's that for a verse? How's that for a bridge? And within like an hour's session, they've written a full chord sequence, verse, bridge, chorus, middle section. And they're like, oh my God, I've done this. And then they think about what they do to the chords to make it their style. So it's sort of, write a song. It's the most satisfying thing in music. You probably, if you start writing songs and improvising, you probably never play anyone else's song again. Do you know what I mean? When I sit on a guitar, I don't play famous riffs. I just write all the time because that's the next level of fun with a guitar. So, Richard, has anything hit you tonight?
Well, it's like I said, I've been playing for just over a year, and it's just the most amazing, and to actually get the theory as well. And as you said, I mean, I love just making it up as well, and I'm sure we all do. But yeah, I'm really getting into this theory stuff.
Yeah,
it's great,
yeah.
Brilliant.
If I may just tell you
a brilliant session.
Sorry, Rich. If I could just tell you a quick story about that, because it's enlightened me what you've said. Because when I was in the band, I went away and said, we'll write a song, and I wrote some lyrics down. And the lead guitarist at home, I said, put some chords to it. And the next week he come back and he said, I had a terrible time. I said, why? He said, because I left out what you'd written on the things. He thought it was a suicide note. Because it was it's honest, that's the honest truth, because it was like it was a mundane lyrics, and I would put some chords to it, and do a lead break with it. And he come back and he told me that his wife thought it was suicide.
Thanks for sharing that.
Sorry about that, but there you go.
Alina, how have you found tonight? Have you still? I know you've not been managed to play much, but have you managed to get?
Yes, I actually, I have to digest this, and I will definitely have some goes with songs that I used to play and find out the keys. And I actually composed a song just before my surgery, so I have to find out which key. It was a sad song.
Because sometimes when you're looking for that extra chord to just make it a bit interesting, if you knew the key you were in, you'd know the other options of chords and your other things to add in there. Do you know, it is really good stuff.
you gave me a bit of sparkle so that I have something else to do before I. The fact is, I'm getting surgery on the other hand in August, so I'm KO for a while. But I have stuff to study. So.
But do you know what? I was thinking of doing this a bit more regular, the theory, because there is that much to learn, and if I do it in like bite-sized hour chunks, it doesn't seem as headachy. You know, I think tonight was just the right amount of time. But yeah, nice one. Nice to see you again, John. How have you found tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I was a bit like Howard. I've been playing for God knows donkey's years, and picked up an awful lot of knowledge. But there's some bits missing. Some really key bits, and like this business about knowing the key of the song, thinking that really is important, because how have I managed to get by all this time without it?
Do you know how people get by? They go like this. Oh. And they go, oh yeah, that's the key.
Yeah, that's probably me actually, if I'm honest.
That's you understand that, Howard, don't you? So it's nice to just look at someone and go, I'm in that key, and go, and it all sound beautiful and pleasant. Nice one, great. Angela, how have you found tonight? You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah. Yes, good. A little bit mind-boggling at times, but I think I've got it, or sort of. It needs to sink in really, because I need to, just get it a bit more easier into my head. I still find
it. Would it help everyone if I sent this to everyone? Would you like this recording to watch it maybe in a few days' time, or in a week's time? Right. I'll send it out to everyone.
Definitely, but it's been good, Dave. I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice. Good.
It's been fun as well. So I get it. I do get the importance of it, and the sort of extra dimension that it gives you.
Yeah, really. It does. And do you know what? It will really impact your playing as well. Like just knowing what you're doing and you go to different things because you got the knowledge. So nice and well done, Angela. Jimmy, you how have you found tonight?
I really like the little quizzes and the kind of like just having a play and making up your own songs and stuff, because it takes one principle, and by doing it a couple of times, it sticks a little bit more.
Yeah, because I was thinking, how am I going to teach families of chords? And I thought the best way to do it is to make you actually create your own sequence, and then you can understand how they all belong to each other and how you can't make a mistake with it. So that was the thinking behind it. All right, everyone, thanks a lot for tonight. It's been a real pleasure, and it's been great seeing you all again. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if it's too soon, but in 2 weeks' time, making it a fortnightly affair, and just like, if you're all up for it, I'm sure if that suits you. And if not, I could send you over the recorded thing as well if you can't make it. So.
Will there be an option for catching up, or other people joining on? Because I know my mate Sam had probably, he messaged him before, and he didn't realise about it, and he would have loved to come on.
Oh, God almighty. Do you know what? I did. It's because he told me he was away, so I just assumed he was away. Listen, I'm going to have to leave it there anyway. I know you've all got things to get off to, but nice to see you all, and I'll see the rest of you in the webinar groups this week, and... see you later, and we'll have fun. All right. I'll see you in a fortnight. I'll send you a message out, and we'll get another one arranged. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.